Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in for another episode of Talks with Tony. Now, I saw in the title, this one says marriage, so this will be Talks with Tony and added to the marriage series for the married folks. And I noticed that it is some people that's on here that's married, you know, and in a happy marriage, which is weird to me. Why y'all would be watching, these videos that's dealing with all this drama and all the single life issues if y'all in a happy marriage. So what I'm guessing is just for your entertainment or to remind you what you've overcome or to count your blessings or what you ain't got to go through or deal with. But God bless y'all. I feel like we got some married folks in here. Now this one say 26-year marriage, anger management, walking away. Hi Tony, hope all is well. I know you usually answer questions on relationships, but I had a question about my parents' relationship that I'd like your insight on. Okay, this is getting her parent business now. Now you know what they say, a child needs to stay in a child place. I'm 25 years old and my parents have been married for 26 years. My parents have had a rocky marriage, especially when I was younger. Knockdown, drag out fights, yelling, the works. Several times I've called the police and family members on my dad, but my mom never leaves. We've never talked about it and she never brings it up. She just pretends everything is normal and nothing happened. She's been doing this for most of my life, so I've given up on getting involved. I recently moved back home after college, and whenever my parents start cursing each other out, screaming, I grab my keys and leave. But for some reason, this makes my dad really angry. When they started yesterday, I got my stuff and started to leave, but then my dad stops me and says, if you have a problem with me and your mom arguing, get your S and get the F out of my house. His words, not mine. I only leave because I don't want to absorb their negativity or be around if they get into physical fights like they used to. I'm taking his advice and moving out in the next 2 months. I can't take it any longer. My question for you is it disrespectful that I leave the house when they argue? Why does he turn his anger to me when I choose to walk away? Thank you in advance. Oh, okay. So sister, you in the middle of this here. Now this is a good question, but see now the other side of this, what I want to touch on before I answer her is for all of you parents in a relationship that is toxic, that is knocked down, drag out, and y'all just get messy and y'all arguing and fussing and fighting. Look what it do to your child. Look at the confusion that it causes your child, the pain, the agony, the stress, the worry, the frustration, the fear. Look at what it does to her. Imagine how this has affected her view on relationships, her view on the world, when her Superman, her own dad, and her superwoman, her own mom, can't even be classy, respectable individuals in a relationship, and they're dealing with toxicity. And then her mom, 26 years married, goes through all of this, gets beat up, cursed out, and then acts like nothing happened. And so yeah, they from the old school, but not that old school. Probably she 25, they could be as young as 45, they could be in their 50s, 60s, could be older, but they got a whole lot of energy, so they ain't that old doing all this hollering and screaming. But see, this is the thing what I want you to think about is how you staying in a toxic relationship can do more damage to your children than you leaving. Because so many people have this thing where, I want to stay with the kid for the kids. Or I want to stay so they have a dad in the home. It don't do you no good to have a daddy in the home if y'all fighting like cats and dogs. If y'all, going through all this cheating, make up the breakup, yelling, screaming, cursing, silent treatments, all of this stuff, it doesn't do you any good. It makes the situation worse. And that's what you got to think about. So sometimes instead of staying for your kids, you need to leave for your kids. So your kids at least can see a healthy, functioning, happy, self-loving person operating from self-love. I ain't talking about arrogant or anything like that. So that's what you got to think about. Now, to you, sister, what this here is, it's really when he yelling at your mama, he yelling at you too. When he yelling at your mama, he taking it out on both of y'all. And so when you leave, what's happening is you're doing, you're exempling, you're modeling what your mom should be doing. So you're showing a strength that your mom doesn't have. And that's what upsets him, is that by you walking away, it's kind of like in the classroom, how if one kid, closes their book and put their head down, and they're seen as like, a cool kid, then the other kids want to close their book and put their head down. And just how, like, when you on any kind of team, whoever is the coach or the teacher or the leader or the head, if somebody start arguing with them, they'll always go to that person and say, listen, you don't need to do that in front of your teammates, because if you do that, that tells them it's okay to backtalk. It's okay to argue. It's okay to disrupt practice. So you need to be an example. And if you got a problem, then you need to come and talk about it later. So that's essentially what he's saying. And that's what he's saying. If you got a problem with me, you need to tell me. You got a problem with me and your mama arguing, and then get your S and get the F out of my house. And so essentially what he trying to tell you is, listen, when I'm in here yelling, I done put the smack down in here. I done laid the smack down in here, and y'all HOs, that's what he calling y'all. That's how he treating y'all. Y'all gonna do what I say do. Because now, see, they ain't have YouTube when I was coming up. But now, it's even finna get turned up. Because now I'm sitting on here watching these men sitting in that dark talking. And y'all finna really get it now. Because I'm the man. And I run this. Now sit down and shut up. And I don't want to hear nothing. And so that's what he getting into. Now, you know what? You on YouTube listening to Simp Gaskin? I'm finna get on here and listen to Alpha Male Strategy and some Red Pill. And so your daddy crazy. Your daddy crazy. So what you need to do, when your daddy go to work, you need to write a 4-page letter. And you need to walk up to your mama. And you need to put that letter in her hand. And you can say, Mama, I don't know when you're going to see me again. I don't know how many times you're going to see me. But I want you to read this. And in that letter, you pour your heart out. You pour your heart out. And you can't, don't beat her up. Don't curse her out with your words. But tell her, Mom, I'm praying for you that you find the strength to love yourself one day and know that you are worthy of real love. I have looked to you my entire life to be an example, and you have let me down over and over again. And instead of wanting to be like you, now my desire is to be the opposite of you. And because of you, I still have to thank you, because I will never let a man yell at me, curse at me, put his hands on me, or disrespect me, because I have seen you tuck your tail between your legs and cower and ball up into a fetal position and let a man who does not truly love you disrespect you and treat you lower than a stray dog your entire marriage, my entire life. I am disappointed. I am saddened. I am hurt. It has almost broken me, but I will rise again. I will put myself together. I will love myself. I will walk forward in my life and be a woman of dignity, class, integrity, and I will not let your poor example dictate my future. I'm praying for you. I love you, and I'm hoping that soon, very soon, you find the strength to love yourself and walk away from this man that I have to call father. And you hit her with that right there. Oh yeah. Anybody going through that? Rewind this. If you ain't got the words because you be in too many tears, rewind this and pause it, and you just write it word for word. And see, now some people say, well, what if the mama, take a life? That ain't got nothing to do with the letter. You got to realize that when people do stuff Irrational, that's mental health issues. That's something that they were going that way. They were going that way anyways. So you can't look at like, well, I'm not going to speak the truth to power because I'm afraid that, she might be depressed. No, the truth gonna hurt you, but then it's gonna help you. And this is why I say you speak the truth in love. You're not saying, you stupid idiot, sorry, no good, worthless son of the dirt woman. You're not saying that. Now you see how that hurt? Now that'll push somebody over the edge. This right here letter is supposed to make her pause, break her down now, make her feel it, the way she gonna cry. And I pray she ball it up and throw it away so he don't find it, because he find that empowerment. Man, your daddy finna start him a YouTube. Talking about how to oppress your wife and your daughter. So listen, what you got to do is you got to make sure that you heal. You got to make sure that you evaluate their whole relationship and everything that you've seen, and that you don't let that scar you, that you don't let that destroy you, that you don't let that ruin you, that you don't go out bitter and being a man hater, assuming that every man gonna be like your daddy, that you don't meet a man and give him 2 strikes before he even stepped to the plate to take a swing, that you give him a fair shot and you let him show you who he is. And when he shows you any signs that he could have some of your daddy in him, you lace up your track shoes and you run. And you don't look back. Don't play with it. Don't entertain it. Don't look at it and say, well, oh, my mama dealt with 100. I could at least put up with 50. She had my daddy 0 to 100. I could put up with 0 to 50. I could put up with 35. No, you put up with 0. He got to come correct. You hear me? All the way correct. He know how to talk to you. He know how to respect you. He know how to be compassionate. He know how to be patient. He got to come correct. Do you hear me? Now listen, now you got a picture on here now, so I can see you. And now I'm gonna tell you now, you look like, look at some good eye. Okay. Now you look like school teacher, corporate America, could be a CEO on LinkedIn. Classy, respectable. It's just sad. You do your hair good. You got on nice glasses. You got a big smile. You just look so, and it's crazy how the eyes collide. It's crazy how looks can be deceiving, like they say, because you look like you was raised in the suburbs in this beautiful family. Y'all had dinner together every night. Y'all went to see the Grand Canyon before you was 12. You were reading 300-page books in the first grade. That's how you look. And that right there is a blessing, because you don't look like what you've been through. So guess what? God got his hand on you. God got his hand on you. I don't even know, after seeing your daddy, I don't even know if you believe in God. But I'm going to tell you, God got his hand on you, sister. God done called you to great things, sister. Listen, you supposed to start a nonprofit organization that raise hundreds of thousands of dollars from people like myself. Now, I can't give you $100,000. I give you 1,000. And I'm going to have to check some paperwork now. I'm going to have to look you up online. Make sure you all the way legit. I'm going to have to go to a nice website and see some testimonials from what you did out of your pocketbook now. Before I give a donation. Because I know a lot of y'all out there scamming with y'all nonprofit organization. Out there collecting money and going to Louis Vuitton. I already know. That's why I don't get it everything. Anybody write me my email about they nonprofit? No, no, thank you. I don't do nothing through no email. If I meet you in person, if I meet you at your event, if I see your event, if I see some videos of what you done did on your own, on the strength, for the free, out your pocketbook, okay, nah. People invest in those who invest in themselves. So, sister, listen, you start this right here, and you take a little piece of your paycheck, and you make you some flyers. You make you some flyers. You have the women email in. You put them on the email list, and you could just start with a free call on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. That you leading the call and you leading a discussion on self-love, on self-worth, or you could do it at noon, because a lot of these women be stay-at-home wives, and the man have them at home like a handmaid or a concubine. You could do it at noon, because at 9 p.m. the man might be home. Do them at noon then. On your lunch break, go to your car and call in to the conference line, and you have a call with the women. It might be 3, 4, 5 of y'all. Then it's gonna be 50 of y'all. Then it's gonna be 100 of y'all. The Lord done let you see all of this. You seen all of this so that you could be a deliverer. See, that's what everybody watching this need to understand. You ain't go through what you went through for nothing. You went through to get to. That's what you got to understand. You went through to get to. You ain't go through for nothing now. Don't let what you done had to see, and what you done had to feel, and what you done had to be, and what you done had to suffer through, don't let that be for nothing. Don't let your mistakes and the things that have happened to you be for nothing. Listen, I made every mistake in the book. That's why I'm on here. That's why I'm on here. I got to get the worth out of my mistakes. I got to take the skeletons out of my closet. I made mistakes before marriage. I made mistakes in marriage. That's why I'm working like I'm working. That's why I'm working like I'm working. Like a slave unto the good Lord. Working for the good cause. Because I done made the mistakes and they can't be in vain. And cheating is not a mistake. That is a bad choice. That's what a mistake is. A mistake is a bad choice. Anything you do is a choice. So y'all, out here, stop trying to play semantics. Stop trying to play semantics, okay? And just get the message. And stop trying to find something to debate about, something to feel smart about. It's like, come on now, just get the message. And it's like, okay, if it don't spell it just the way you want to spell it, you know what it meant to be. It's like, come on now. It's like, but we try to, you know what I'm saying? Listen, and a mistake, an action or judgment that is misguided or wrong. The verb, that's the noun. The verb is be wrong about. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, cheating is also a mistake. You know what a mistake is? It's a mistake. It means that you made a judgment call that was wrong. It's the same thing. Stop playing semantics. A mistake is a bad choice. Because you still made a choice. A judgment call. An action. To make an action, you got to make a choice. You see what I'm saying? So understand that. Y'all stop arguing. Stop arguing. Tomato. Mistake. Aberration. These synonyms now. Aberration. Blunder. Fault. Inaccuracy. Lapse. Lapse of judgment. Lapse. Miscalculation. Misstep. Omission. Understand that now. So listen, your mistakes that you have made, and also the things that have happened to you, because see, something when you're doing, it was somebody else doing. Don't let it be in vain. Now save somebody else. Now help somebody else, even if it's just one. Help somebody else. Because now, sister, listen, now you look trustworthy. You look trustworthy. And that's hard to do in this day and time. Because see, what we would assume, and now this sister here she's a brown skinned sister. So I can't say black. I can't say African American, because it's people come in all kind of colors. She could be Indian and just be my color. She my color. And now this sister here, what we would assume, if a 25-year-old watch her parents her whole life knock down, drag out fights, yelling the works. Several times I've called the police. Sister, you a leader. You a leader. Ain't many people calling the police on their daddy. Ain't many. I ain't never called the police on my daddy. And I done seen stuff in my household up until the age of 6. They got it together after that. But I still knew how to dial 911 at 5 and 6. But I ain't never called the police. I ain't called no police. Now I stepped to my daddy one time when I was young. When I was 16, him and my mom was arguing. It wasn't physical. And I tried to butt in. And boy, when I tried to butt in, he stepped to me. He ain't touched me. He ain't put no hands on me. But just the look in his eyes and the way he stepped to me. Boy, look here. And after that, you know what my mama said to me? Something about like your mama said. My mama said, do not ever in your life do that again to your daddy because he is crazy. I said, yeah, I could tell. That must be where I got it from. We quiet now. We nice now. But you get on the bad side, it's gonna be some problem. Now listen, your daddy, he crazy. You done call the police. So now when you say I done call the police and family members on my dad, but my mom never leaves. Sister, you got some heart. You got some courage. That mean you a leader. That mean you a leader. That mean you is a whistleblower. I ain't talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine snitch, which I don't blame folks. Hey, you ain't finna get me in no trouble. Officer, yeah, he was right over there with me. Yeah, if I ain't do it by myself, no, bro, I ain't with that. I'm not gonna go do no prison time when you was out here too. I'll be that. Now listen, when I say whistleblower, I mean you the one that raised the funds through your nonprofit, that get the room and house with the 8 bedrooms and the living rooms and the room for the air mattresses, get the address scrubbed to where don't nobody know the address to your business, and rescuing these women, bringing them there and all that there, putting them, they don't even know the address. They don't even know the address. You got to have them, they got to put their head down in order to get to the house. And listen, we got the van, take you to work, bring you home. Everybody head be down, because we not finna have you in there, get on the phone. Well, yeah, I'm on Johnson Street. Come on and get me. And then now everybody in danger because of one woman who, she's struggling to get over and then told the man where she at. And so listen, you create the plan. Just like these foundations out here that do this type of stuff, you create the plan. Now it's something that they got a gate around them, they got security, they fundraise and pay for all that. They got security. I went and spoke at one. After I was a toxic controlling boyfriend, I started writing to them. And we got one called the Spring. And I said, can I come and speak from a male perspective just on the weakness, the immaturity that men are feeling, and how a woman can recognize this behavior and leave it early, and then also what she can understand about the man when she's afraid of him and when she keep going back to him. And so they let me come do a speaking engagement and do a book signing. And the women, they live there, they come out of DV situations. DV, you know what DV stand for. They come out of DV situations, but they got vans that take them to work, so they make money. So some of the women had money, so they came up and bought my book for $10. But the speaking engagement, I did it for free. And so I'm gonna tell you what, Google DV shelters, spell the word out, in my area or near me, and then go to their website and go click contact and ask them, can you come speak? That's what you see. Whenever you done gone through stuff, you got to start serving purpose. Ask them, can you come speak? And do something now. Create a blog, brokenandhealing.com. And so you can say, I'm the founder of this blog. Or write you a 10-page ebook. So you can say, I'm the author of such and such. Because it give you some credibility. They don't just look at you as a woman off the street. They say, oh, this is a founder. This is an owner. I'm the founder of such and such LLC. You could be the made $0. such and such incorporated, your nonprofit. You could be done raise $0, but you the executive director of that nonprofit. Them people, they'll let you come speak because they need speakers. These women need motivation. They need to be uplifted. And you come tell your story of some of the things you done seen happen in your household, and then you tell how you felt. You tell how you tell them how it made you feel, because a lot of the women that sitting in there, when they get out, they going right back to that man that put them in there in the first place, and they got kids. A lot of women got kids at home, and some of them dealing with substance abuse as well. But when you tell your story, it might not reach everybody. It might be 1, 2, or 3 of them get deliverance, but you keep going back. You go tell your story every month. Some of the women gonna still be there the next month, and they want to hear your story again. And they're gonna say, you know what? Last time I was listening to you, but my mind shut down because I started picturing my life. But this time I was able to listen past that point, and I heard the next sentence you said, and that thing set me free. I didn't hear you say that last time. You said that last time? You did? Okay, I heard you this time. Sister, you set me free today. You see what I'm saying? So start serving you some purpose, sister. And now I'm gonna tell you, it's not disrespectful to leave the house when he argues, but you got to think about this. If you at the house, you kind of your mama guardian angel. God might have you at the house for a reason. So while they arguing, to be honest with you, if you don't feel that he's like dangerous, like if he not pulling out no, you see what I mean? You might want to just sit right on over there in the living room and just look at him. Because a daddy feels differently about their daughter than they do their wife. Because see, as a daughter, you flesh of his flesh, blood of his blood. His wife, she flesh and blood of another man. So dads typically love daughters more than they love their wife. Ask somebody. I done heard men say that. I don't have a daughter. And I don't love my sons more than I love my wife. I love all of them equally. But I have heard men say, and the reason why is because typically they cheating on their woman, or putting hands on their woman, or yelling and cussing their woman out, but their daughter is seen as more pure. And so for him to yell and cuss at you, he sound like he on some substance. He sound like he get drunk. Like, this don't sound like no normal person. Or he'd have been hit in the head too many times, like he was a boxer or a football player. He got head issues. Or he could be, need a diagnosis that he may not have in the mental health. But this not normal. This ain't every man. This ain't 8 out of 10 men. This ain't 6 out of 10 men. This ain't 5 out of 10 men. It's a line of men like this. It's several people who gonna watch this who know a man like this, but this is not common. This ain't common for a man to yell and curse at his daughter because she gets up to leave when he acting a donkey. Now, so no, it's not disrespectful, but you have to ask yourself, am I afraid of him? Am I in harm's way? Am I in danger? Because like if something happens and he does something to your mom and she hit that ground and she pass out, you need to be there so you could call the boys in blue immediately. You could go in your room, lock your door, call them boys in blue. And that ain't gonna be the best thing either. So you also have to be prepared for that, but it's a part of what have to be done, because them guys today, them boys in blue, they shooting first, ask questions later. They'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 6. They not coming to play. And so that might even be a warning shot to him to say, hey, listen, you see what the police doing today. You do this again, I'm calling the police on you, and I don't know if you're gonna make it on the other side. Or you jumping bad on me. Now what, get over here right now. Like, listen, one thing about it, listen, you can't play with no man. You can't play with no man. Listen to me now. This is dead serious now. You can't play with no man. Listen, you got to be ready to call him. You got to be ready to call him. And if them getting into it with the boys in blue is in their story, if that's in their story, if that's the choice they make, they was gonna go down that road anyways. That was gonna happen either at a traffic stop, that was gonna happen at speeding ticket, tail light out. They were gonna go off on them police anyway. You can't look at like you protecting yourself as you sentencing someone else to their fate. You can't look at it like that. because everything already written. It's already written. Like what's gonna happen, gonna happen. And so you have to be in the moment, and you got to do what comes natural for you. So you can't look and say, oh, I'm about to get, I ain't gonna call the police because they might do this. No, I got to call these police. And then I will pray that things get handled the right way. And so you can't get too many steps ahead. You got to respond right to what you're dealing with right then. You can't get too many steps ahead, because then you'll be done put yourself in harm's way. So understand this now. Understand this now. Why does he turn his anger to me when I choose to walk away? Now, I'm going to reiterate this, what I said earlier. Now, let me Google this, reiterate, because reiterate meaning, because people been saying
reiterate.
Okay, that's what I thought, Bob.
Reiterate.
Reiterate. Reiterate. Because people been saying, I'm going to reiterate. And I'll be like, hold on now. I'm not the smartest thing in the world. Do you know last night a lady going to tell me, she going to write in the comments, Tony, it is not fillet. It is filet. Man, I know it's filet mignon. Do you think I wrote a 300-page book in 5 days and I don't know it's filet mignon? It's like, ma'am, you're racist. You think just because I'm black and I be saying words wrong that I'm dumb? Oh my goodness. Like, man, every word I say wrong, I say it wrong on purpose. So for those of y'all who did not know that, even when I say bike, I know how to say back. Like, come on now. It's a part of my personality. Like, I'm like, do I need to be an actor? Like, do I act that good that you can't tell that I'm playing? Now, I have seen some women in the comments who know better. And they say, Tony, you are very smart. We know you know this and that and this and that. We know you playing. So go on somewhere talking about you don't know this or you don't know that. I be knowing. And what I don't know, I'm finna Google it. But I be hearing people say, and I want to reiterate, and I'm like, nah, reiterate, nah. I don't know everything, but I think it's a T in there, not no N. Reiterate, okay? I ain't trying to be like the lady in the comments, but I just want to let you know so you don't keep going on national television saying reiterate. It's reiterate. I'm just looking out for you, brother.
Reiterate.
Okay. So now I want to reiterate this. So why does he turn his anger to me when I choose to walk away? See, listen, you represent the woman that he despises. He loves you as his daughter, meaning he has love for you. Meaning he'll take a man's life if that man threatening yours. He love you now, but you represent the woman and the strength that he despises. He don't understand how you got strength that your mama don't got. And his greatest fear is that your mama will get the strength that you got and she'll find the strength to walk away and his sorry butt got to sit in his mess. That's his greatest fear. So he does not like the strength that you have toward him. Now he will want you to get up and walk out on another man. But to him, he see it as disrespect because he say, listen now, I'm putting on a show. I'm putting my foot down and I'm calling the law and order in here. And then you finna get your little hot tail up and leave when I done clothed you and fed you and paid you through school, put you through school, and I got a roof over your head. You grown, living in my house, and you got the nerve to walk away when I'm in here doing my thing? How dare you? See, that's what he don't like. Because to men, any man, it's like that. It's like that. Like, we get offended if we talking and somebody walk away. Somebody shut down. That's like, we see it as a fighting offense. And I say that as a healthy man, a pure man, if I'm having a healthy and pure conversation, but it's just a real conversation, and my son or my wife want to walk off, oh, I'm finna be hot. Oh, I'm gonna be hot. Oh, you finna sit down. Oh, we finna have to talk now. We finna have to talk. That's how every man gonna feel. The thing is he toxic. He toxic. He abusive. He childish. He immature. To be honest with you, he's dangerous. He dangerous. He not to be played with. He not to be played with. Now, he dangerous because, see, this is the thing. Even soft men are dangerous. Even insecure men are dangerous. And the reason why is because he will do something irrationally trying to prove a point, and it goes further than he thought it would go or further than he wanted it to go. Because he just did it. He did the movement. He did it. And then boom, it hit the wrong way. Something happened the wrong way. Something happened the wrong way. And it's like, oh my God, I ain't know that was gonna happen. Oh no. And then break down, boohoo crying. And it's like, no, Mr. Tough Guy, this what you done did. And now you finna do life in prison. And so this right here, this kind of person right here, your daddy, he very unstable. He very unstable. Like on one side, it's like you may think about, well, let me show him this video. Because he will watch the video. He'll be hot. He'll call you at 6-7 minutes to cuss you out. But then after he finished cussing you out, he gonna come back and watch the whole video. But it's just, you have to know him. You got to know him and say, well, he jumped bad, he act tough, but that's just because my mama reinforced all his ignorance. But he really ain't that tough. He really ain't gonna bust no grape. Like, deep down, because you live with him, on the outside, on here, he look crazy and scary. To me, I don't know him personally. But it is men who act like this who really wouldn't bust a grape. To another man, wouldn't do nothing. Now, you ain't mentioning here about anything he done to another man. Now, if you done seen him punch a man, all right, sister. If you done seen your daddy hit a man, all right, daddy. The Bible say honor thy mother and father, so I'm finna honor you. I ain't gonna yell at you and cuss at you, but mama, I'm gonna pray for you, because the Bible say to honor you. But listen, somebody got to live to tell the story, because you want to stay in this. You've been in here 26 years. So that's the other thing I say about it. And that's the other thing I say about this. Is she done been in it 26 years. She feel like she got to feel. She feel like she know him. So what she telling herself is, yeah, he go off. He yell and cuss. But this man just as soft as he want to be. Like, he be trying to jump bad. That don't even be hurting me. Honestly, I get a little kick out of that, because the only time he showed me some attention when he yelling and cursing. Other than that, he just sorry. So it's like, the only attention I get if he cussing me out. It's like, by now, it don't even bother me. That's what she telling herself. 9 out of 10 times, that's what she telling herself, because that's what most of them tell themselves. Because I be on the other end on the phone coaching when they want to fake like they want some help. And really don't want no help and really don't plan to go nowhere. But that's what they do to pat themselves on the back to say, well, I tried to get some help. I talked to Tony Gaskin. And it just, it just ain't work out. It just, and that coaching ain't what it's cracked up to be. So I just got to stick this out, because people don't be knowing what they be talking about. Look at the boy who got exposed cheating on his wife with all them women. Like, them people don't be knowing what they be talking about. It's like everybody's relationship is bad. Look what that man doing to his wife. And that man, got all these many here followers. And he a pastor, he a life coach, or he a author, or he a singer. And it's like, come on now. I might as well just stay on with Jethro, because he just, and so they'll talk themselves right back into the situation. And so you got to understand that. And sometimes, and this is the thing with me, for so many years I pictured my family member dying at the hands of a man, and I started to prepare my heart for it, because I said, I done talked till I'm blue in the face. I done spent thousands of dollars trying to help her relocate. I done saved her several times. I done bent over backwards. I done gave her cars. I done bought her cars. I done everything to try to help her be independent. And she keep going back. And I say, Lord, I used to be that man. I know the end result gonna be him going to prison, her going to prison, or her going to the grave, or him going to the grave, prison or the grave. And so, and I feel like it's gonna be the grave, cause she ain't gonna call the police, and if she called the police, she ain't gonna go through with the charges. So I had to start to prepare my heart, because you can't save everybody. Some people is just determined to be a lesson. They determined to be a lesson for somebody else, and because they don't want to help themselves and they don't value their own life enough to do better. So they just determined to be a lesson for somebody else. They determined to be a tragedy. And it's sad. But that's what some people come into. The mental health issues are serious. You know, that depression and all that stuff is serious. People need therapy. People need counseling. You know, a lot of people need more than life coaching. Life coaching is actually for motivated, driven individuals. It's not for downtrodden, depressed, stressed. When people come to me with all that, I say, listen, you need therapy. You need a therapist. You need a treatment plan. You need to understand. You need to be talking to somebody that understands the biology and the psychology of what you're dealing with. And they got a label based on countless years of studies, and they got a treatment plan for you. That's above my pay grade. Yes, I make more money than the therapist, but that's still above my pay grade. I don't have that master's or that doctorate or that bachelor's that they got and them terminologies. I know common sense what you need to do, but you got common sense too, and you ain't listening to that. So you're gonna need a little more. But I, as a life coach, I only could help people who want to help themselves, not people who stuck in the mud spinning their tires. And a therapist can't help them either, but at least a therapist may give them the knowledge so that the knowledge could unlock their mind, and then they could get up and get going. And then once they go and get going, then I could take and bring in my, God-given wisdom to add to it to aid them on their journey. But when a person down like this right here, like your mama, I can't be the end all be all. No life coach can. She gonna need more. And see, sometimes it takes losing people. Meaning sometimes it takes her getting that letter from you and you walking out the door to go get you a place and moving on about your life, and her feeling like she on Gilligan's Island with your daddy, and her saying, I got to go. I got to change. I got to go. I done lost my baby girl. She done lost faith and hope in me. I got to get up and go. I got to make a change. And sometimes, I'll be honest with you, because I coach women that was married 20 years, 30 years. Sometimes it take a woman 10, 20, 30 years to wake up and smell the Folgers in the morning. Sometimes it take that long. And so all you could do is all you can do. Do all you can do, and that's all you can do. Understand that? Just made that quote up right now. All you can do is all you can do. Understand that. And so do what you can, and then you got to wash your hands. Boy, look here, Lord, thank you, boy. Lord, just do what you can, and then you got to wash your hands. And so, and at that, and when you do that, you pray for peace. But you can't let nobody drive you to an early grave because they already done picked out their tombstone. That's not your calling. That's why Jesus died on the cross, so that we may have life. Jesus didn't die on the cross for us to sacrifice our life for somebody who don't value their life. All you can do is try to help, but you cannot make somebody grow. You can't make nobody leave. You can't make nobody change. You can't make nobody see the big picture. All you can do is all you can do, and then you got to be okay with that. Now let me let you know your question going up. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I started typing in ninth grade computer class. Don't worry about it. Everybody gonna be able to do everything. So But keep going, keep working. It'll come together. It's only me and clerical people know how to do that. When you hear that, sound like raindrops. It's only me and people that do the data input, medical billing people. Hey, so now listen to me. Listen to this again. To the young lady who wrote in. If somebody else listening, you need it, listen to it every day. Just listen to it every day. When the commercial pop up, if they put commercials in it, when the commercial pop up, take your deep breath. Take your deep breath. Reset. Think. And then when it come back on, then you gonna keep listening. Every time you listen, you're gonna hear a different sentence. Every time you listen, you're gonna hear something new. You're gonna hear something else that get you closer to freedom, that get you closer to peace, that get you closer to growth. Hey, this is Tony Gaskins. God bless you. Make sure you check the links in the description. Sometimes if I have something new, I'll put it in there. Right now it's a course. It doesn't release until April 30th. It's called Moving On. And with the students in that course now, I'm going to do a live Q&A. Now the Q&As will be short. Everybody ain't going to be able to get an answer, but then I'll add to them as time permits. And then sometimes you might just catch me on live. I'm going to get back to doing live. That live and all them questions is just so draining. And some people just ask questions just to ask questions, and it really ain't no answer to it, or the answer is just very, just blatant. And I just don't like wasting my breath all the time. So the live Q&A is draining, but I'm gonna find the time to get back to it. And then too, on the live Q&A, I'm gonna see if I could do it just for the Blessed Tribe, because I feel like even though the questions come from the Blessed Tribe, I just rather the Blessed Tribe be able to watch it versus having people who are haters and spectators. Because it's a lot of people that run other channels and they'll watch my lives just to try to nitpick it and just to try to steal stuff and use it against you and try to and they just bitter and they broken. They mad if somebody give a donation. I don't even ask for the donation and they still get mad. And so I know it's people out there like that. There's people out there like that. So I might just start closing those to only Blessed Tribe members. And for those of y'all who don't know what the Blessed Tribe is, when you look under the video, you will see where a button that says join. It's a button that says subscribe. If you haven't hit that, that might be something you want to consider if you're watching the videos. And then you'll see a little bell. That's where you set the notifications that let you know when I post. And you'll see a button that says join. When you click that join, that puts you in the Blessed Tribe. So I believe they have said on YouTube that you can do members only lives. So I'm going to see about that. And I got to see if I could do it from my phone or if I have to do it from my computer. But I'm going to check that out and see. But God bless y'all. We'll talk soon. And remember, if you haven't gone to relationshipcredit.com to test your relationship, see how healthy it is, the one you're in or the one you were in, or you can answer the questions as if you're answering it for your dream relationship, like what you would want y'all to be, and see your score at the end. It's just for fun, not scientific, just based on over 20 years of relationship, studies, but it ain't scientific and it's just for fun. God bless you. We'll talk soon.